So I've been creating horror content on YouTube for over 10 years, and I've covered a lot of disturbing media. Hundreds of photos, videos, websites, movies, games, you mention it, I've probably covered it. And basically, to make sure that I don't constantly repeat myself, I often go back to my old videos and I note what I've already covered. So I have a pretty good idea of what I've talked about. Well, recently I did just that, and I noticed that there was a handful of videos and photos that I described as unexplained back in the day, and something I noticed is that they're still pretty much unexplained. Years have gone by and I still have no idea how to explain some of the media that I talked about way back when. So I thought it would be a good idea to just run through some of these with you and see if we can find any answers together. If you have any idea where these pieces of media come from, leave it down below in the comments, and if we find any answers, I will update the description. Alright, so the first one is the main reason that I actually even made this list. It's from a video I made called 5 More Disturbing Dark Web Videos, and right at the end I talk about this clip. It shows us a woman who has seemingly been kidnapped. She's using a laptop, which is kinda strange, and she's barricaded the entrance to her room. She notices the CCTV camera that's recording her and she puts up a sign. It says that she has enough food for 2 days but no water, and she also pleads for the internet to come and find her. After this, somebody attempts to enter her area, she picks up a sort of weapon, and that's the end of the video. Well, to my knowledge, the internet did not find her because I still have no idea where the original source of this video even comes from. Chills actually covered this in a list that he made that has over 10 million views. He links to this video from September of 2015, but the description and the comments have no idea where it's from either. All we can do for now is hope that it's fake. It does seem fairly choreographed, as in we're introduced to her, she finds the camera, she shows us the sign, the room gets broken into, she picks up the weapon. It all seems very well timed, like it might be a short movie or something, but of course I can't confirm anything because I have no idea. This video, to my knowledge, is still unexplained, which is crazy because there's so much going on. Like, if this is a production, this is a full, detailed set with a lot going on, which does kinda concern me, because that makes me feel like we should kinda know, like we should be able to find some trace of this video. Again, if you have any answers to this clip, let me know. This is the one I would love to get answers to. It has baffled me for years. For some reason, it has stuck in my mind, probably because it is so detailed, yet we have no answers as to where it comes from. Maybe share the actual video around or take screenshots or something and send that into Reddit or something. There's probably a way to find some kind of answer as to where it comes from. Honestly, my hopes are not that high because it's been years and there's no clear direct answer as to where this comes from, so I'm not too optimistic, to be honest. Alright, this next one's a little bit less intense, but it's still pretty mysterious. So, when I was a teenager, I read a lot of creepypastas. You know, Laughing Jack, Slender Man, Russian Sleep Experiment, you know the ones. But I will say by far the one that freaked me out the most was a creepypasta called Normal Porn for Normal People. This one was really creepy. It was basically a story about this person that finds a website called Normal Porn for Normal People. They find a big collection of links that takes them to a bunch of different videos. A lot of them are completely random and have no meaning, but some of them are really intense, especially the last one, which was titled useless.avi. The video allegedly showed an angry chimpanzee and a woman who was tied up. You can guess what happened next without me going into detail, but the woman was killed, and the website was promptly taken down. This is all according to the creepypasta, of course. The video never existed in the first place, it was all fiction, but it was a really well written story because it was very direct. It didn't have any unnecessary fluff that a lot of creepypastas had at the time, and as someone who has narrated dark web stories and creepypastas, I'll say that this one did a great job of kind of existing between both. Like, it was before dark web stories were even popular, but it's aged really well because it felt like one before they even existed. But what also made it creepy was the fact that somebody actually made a website with the same name after the creepypasta came out. I actually remember seeing it back in the day pop up when you would type in the story's name into Google, and just like the story, it didn't actually have anything that explicit, but it was obviously strange. I found a few screenshots from the site that I think are legit, and to my knowledge there were some videos on there that were possibly fan-made, but I'm not too sure. I know that these photos are taken from a video called love.avi, which is stylized in the same way that the rest of the creepypastas were, but there are some other photos that are either from the actual site or just fan-made that I can't explain. This is one that appears on a couple couple of YouTube videos, and unless the actual YouTubers made them for the benefit of the video, I'm not sure where they come from. To be fair, I think this is just a rabbit hole that I'm not too keen to go down because the source material is a bit heavy. I feel like you're asking to find some weird stuff, but if you want to explore these pictures in the website, then feel free to, but do so at your own risk. Like I said, I feel like there's just some weird keywords and titles, and for that reason I think this rabbit hole could take you to some pretty strange places on the internet, so proceed with caution or don't proceed at all. Either way, I would love to know where these pictures come from, what happened to the website. There's a lot of questions that surround this creepypasta, which in my opinion has made it better. To this day, it's still one of the best creepypastas in my opinion. I think it's gotta be top 5 at least, and like I said, it aged very well because it fit in with the dark web story family. I recommend reading it at least. Maybe don't go explore the other stuff, but definitely give it a read. Alright, I feel like this last one should be kinda easy to figure out, but to my knowledge, it still hasn't been explained. I could be wrong of course, but from what I've researched, it remains somewhat of a mystery. The video is called Creepy Shit in the Woods, and it's broken down into 3 parts. The title is appropriate because it shows us a guy who finds a collection of missing posters hung up in the woods. Apparently he rang the police after this, and they said that these were Halloween decorations. Now this video was recorded on October 3rd, but this is an incredibly strange Halloween decoration, especially because these posters are real. They actually show real people who are actually missing. I'm not exactly sure why somebody would use these as decorations. It seems kind of fucked up. There was also a campsite nearby, so a person or people had been living near these posters, and it's entirely possible that they put them up.
Look what these are. What the fuck is going on in here? Jesus, like look not only how many there are and the fact that we're in here, but the trouble that somebody went through. Like, who the is gonna... Jesus. Sorry, spiderwebs. Oh, no, this is a dude. It's a dude, 26, last seen August 5th. There's no year. LAPD.
Yeah, so very weird, very strange, very creepy, but like I said, this should be one of the easiest ones to figure out. This video was taken pretty close to a park, it went semi-viral. I feel like there are probably some answers out there, I just didn't find them. Either way, it's interesting to re-explore this video because it was so uneery and creepy. I remember when I first stumbled across it and I was very creeped out. As said previously, if you have any answers, just leave them down below. This is just a little extra segment, but this is a clip I also covered in that dark web video I made. It shows us what is alleged to be a possession, and it's really intense.